From Hollywood, it's time now for... Johnny Dollar.
Earl Foreman, Johnny.
Hi, Earl. How are things in sunny Florida?
I think I'll move to California.
What?
I mean, get away from this crazy insurance business as far as I can.
You sound like you have a problem.
I sure have, a real wild one, trying to get rid of $65,000.
That's a problem?
It's insurance on a policy bought and paid for by one Albert Schuyler Kingdom.
Well?
He died and left the money to his only child, his son Henry.
Well, what's the matter? Can't you find him?
Find him? That's just the trouble, Johnny. I found two of them.
But, Johnny, I can't find anything wrong with either of their stories. You know, their background, where they've been, and so on.
Where are they staying, Earl?
A couple of dingy little motels on the edge of town. Now, look. Here's the file on them, or rather on the old man.
Well, I don't know that that's going to be much help.
There's information about not only Kingman, but his wife, who died before him. A lot of miscellaneous information about the boys. I mean, the boy, where he went to school and Sunday school, who his teachers were, the names of some of his friends. There's a lot of stuff here.
Well, then, maybe I'd better go through it.
Sure. Now, look, it's getting late. You're going to stay with Gertrude and me, as usual.
Oh, that isn't necessary, Earl.
Well, she'd kill me if I didn't bring you home. So, come on, we'll drive on out to the quay, have cocktails.